Enrique Morones is the founder of Border Angels, an organisation based in San Diego focused on migrant rights, immigration reform and preventing deaths along that border. The first person ever to gain dual US and Mexican nationality. He spent decades observing illegal immigration, the people who cross the border and why they do so. And he believes Donald Trump's wall will kill.
Today is one of the saddest days in the history of the United States because of the wall. The more wall, the more deaths. And the people that are trying to come into this country that are risking their lives through the desert have no legal way of entering. And that's why they go through the desert, they climb over the wall, they go under the wall. So that wall isn't going to stop people, it's just going to kill people.
Now, perhaps surprisingly, this is measurable. The Mexican-US border is just over 3,000 kilometres long, of course, and part of it is already fenced, walled and protected. This began in 1994 under Bill Clinton, Operation Gatekeeper, it was called. At first, it was designed to control urban areas nearest the border, areas where the drug trade was most obvious, or areas where the most illegal immigrants were passing through. It didn't stop illegal immigration, but it did make it more furtive, more desperate and more deadly. Here's Enrique Morones again.
Before the wall was built, 1 or 2 people would die every month crossing without papers. Since the wall has been built in 1994, 1 or 2 people die every day. Every single day, somebody dies because of that wall, because they cross in real dangerous areas like the desert, for example, or they try to swim through the Pacific Ocean and they drown, or the little boat flips over, they freeze in the mountains. The wall, Operation Gatekeeper, every summer, more people die because of that wall than the entire history of the Berlin Wall. So in the 1980s, President Reagan said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." And 1994, the United States built its own wall, which covers 1/3 of the 2,000-mile border. Now with Trump, he wants to cover the entire border. That's going to lead to more deaths. And the thing is that 40% of the undocumented people in the country today, they didn't cross through that border. They got a visa. They're from Europe and from Asia. Their visa expired and they stayed. So that wall makes no difference. Had that wall been built completely on 9/10, 9/11 still would have happened the same way. So what Donald Trump is doing is not only unethical and inhumane, it makes absolutely no sense.
So in 1994, when that wall that I think not many people know about began and protected, for want of a better word, border territory not far from where you are, right? San Diego and all around there. People didn't stop trying to get in. They were just more likely to die in the attempt.
That's absolutely right. What they did was they started going around the wall or over the wall. I had a meeting with Senator Ted Kennedy, rest in peace. And he told me, show me a 15-foot wall, and I'll show you a 16-foot ladder. Because it's not going to stop the people. Right now, that wall that exists right now, it takes 15 or 20 seconds to go over the wall. They just put a ladder next to it. And if Donald Trump builds the wall he wants to build, maybe the ladder will just have to be taller. But the people are still going to go over the wall.
Enrique Morones talking to us earlier. We'll have more on this later with Rafael Romeo, who's Senior Latin American Affairs Editor of CNN Worldwide.